Hey YouTube, good morning. Today we have this problem. Before I say the problem, today we are continuing our series in Leetcode called JavaScript Fundamentals. Today we have this problem called Memoize. Let's read the problem. After that, let's talk about what is memoization in JavaScript. So given a function called fn, return a memoized version of that function. A memoized function is a function that will never be called twice with the same inputs. Instead, it will return a cached value. You can assume there are three possible input function called for sum, FIP, and factorial. Sum accepts two integral and a and b and return a plus b. Okay. Fib accepts a single integer n and returns 1. If n less than or equals 1, or if fib fib n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2 otherwise. Okay. Factorial accepts a single integer n and returns 1 if n less than or equals 1 factorial, or factorial n minus 1 multiplied by n. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Okay, before we talk to how to solve the problem, there's two things that I want to talk about: the memoization, and we want to talk about pure functions, because memoization will not work only with pure functions. So memoization is basically a technique used in computer programming to optimize the performance of functions by caching the results based on their input arguments. It aims to reduce redundant computations by sorting, reusing the computed values, rather than recalculating them for the same inputs. The process of memoization involves creating a cache data structure. Maybe like we can create a cache object, such as an object or a map, to store the computed results. When memoized function is called, it first checks if the results for the given input arguments already exists in the cache. If it does, the cache results is returned immediately. If not, the function performs the computation, stores the results in the cache, and returns it. Memoization can provide significant performance improvements for functions with expensive computation, or those that are called frequently with the same inputs. By avoiding unnecessary computation, memoization reduces the overall execution time and improves the responsiveness of the program. So let's just take an example. Actually, I will not provide you with any example, because actually if I provide you with the example, I solved the problem already. So before I provide you with the example, I want to talk about the pure functions, because the pure functions, like the memoization, works with pure function. And a pure function is computer programming that always produce the same output for the same inputs and has no side effects. It operates slowly based on the input parameters provided to it, and does not modify any external state or rely on any data from outside of its scope. Pure functions are deterministic and independent of the context in which they are called. This is the things. Before I wanna go, I wanna just say that the benefits of using the pure functions: it's easy to be predictable, it's easy to be testable, it's reusable, and it has parallelism and concurrency. Since the pure functions do not rely on shared state, they can be safely executed in parallel or concurrent environment without synchronization issues. So let's start into solving the problem. So right now we know what is a cache function. So we said that in a cache we want to cache the inputs, and we want to cache the inputs. We want to save them in data structure. So let's just create a variable outside of this function. Okay, so we start to have it again. It's called cache, and it will equals, we can make it map, we can make it object, like feel free to do whatever you want. I will have const maybe key, it will equals JSON the stringify. I wanna sort this argument as a string args. Okay, and I will say if key in cache. Basically what I did here, I actually typed cache wrong. Why I put two H's in cache? This is not the first time I do this problem. We wanna return cache of key. Otherwise, const function const, let's say output results will equals fn. We call args on it, and we say we store the cache, the key, the string key, and we give it the value of the res, and we return key. So let's just talk about what we have. First of all, we created data structure on an object that called cache, and we store everything in it. We have our arguments. We just save our arguments as a string, and after that we search if we can find a string in the cache object. If we find a string, we return its value. If we can't find the strings, we run function called fn, and whatever comes from fn as a result, so we save it in the cache object, and it is a key value pair, the key this, and this is the value. And we return, we return the res. Sorry for that. We return the res. I can say value also. I guess value will be better to us later. So yeah, that's it. It was solved. So that's it for this video. I hope my solution was quite good. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. If you didn't like my content, just please give me a comment about what exactly you didn't like so I can improve it in the future. So that's it for this video, and see you in future problems.